what we found out recently is now come to light is that the DR2 cradle theory of people traveling up and mutating based on climate adaptability is also a part of what happened. So we have two kind of histories. Well, you got to understand, the earth is extremely old. And Homo sapiens sapien, I don't even like to say that because I don't see no text where the Egyptians say that we was 8 before we came down here. The Egyptians and all the ancient stuff that I study say that man has been here from the beginning. You see what I'm saying? So one guy asked me, and you heard me talk about this before, but one guy asked me as far as Thursday, well, how can you account for all those different stages of bones we have that don't look human? I say those are different stages of apes. Just like there's different species of dog, different species of elephant, different species of lion, and we have different species of animals that we have that's concurrently consistent with different species of ape. But hell, he already told you it was a missing link. Well, you know what I'm saying, right there, letting you know that that's some bull. But so that's still been a confusing aspect. But the new theory is this: you got two concepts. Come to find out, both of them are true. One of them is you have genetic engineering, and that is a hybrid monster-like figure. The other one has is climate adaptability, which constitutes for white people who, as Richard Kane says, that 4% that have an open pineal gland are darker-haired white folk. You see what I'm saying? Most of the people, humans on the earth have dark hair.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, they have dark hair. So, it also, the other races outside of black can also constitute for climate adaptability, as well as one little species of white person who has climate adaptability. You see what I'm saying? Who has climate adaptability. And that will constitute for white folks who are artistically inclined. Like you said, damn, I didn't need some white people music too. How am I going to do that? He got it. You know? I heard some white people music, you go, oh, this is some genius stuff. Now, I heard most white people music, you be like, this is just a straight up garbage.
You're right.
But every now and then you get some stuff that defies what we know. You be like, how do they do that? That's because you have a genetic aspect of white folks that was based on genetic climate adaptability. Climate adaptability means that the melanocytes, and we're still talking about melanin, the melanocytes does not register how much melanin you have. So melanin is not, how much melanin you have is not based on your skin color. Otherwise, we'd say that the light-skinned black people have less melanin than dark-skinned black people. But we know that light-skinned black people are just as much creative, just as much talented, and just as much intellectual as dark-skinned black people. You see what I'm saying? So this also constitutes for other races of the world who have what is called inner melanin. We're not talking about melanocytes. That just happens to be the people who live on the darkest part of near the equator going to produce more melanin for the skin. But what we're talking about here is the inner melanin. And this constitutes for other races, like I do know this too. Them Hispanics, now they got a lot of white Hispanics, but you got a lot of, and you can say, well, you can tell the ones that's Negroes, the ones that they kept poor up to now. Them ain't nothing but niggas. You see what I'm saying? Prairie niggas, like they say. You know them ain't nothing but Negroes. You know, you see what I'm saying? And you can tell the ones that they keep poor. This is like white boy. He's so crafty, he can go around the world and he can tell the darker skinned races of people are the ones he can go to war with, and the lighter skinned ones is the one he can ally with. So your Japanese becomes his ally.
Okay.
But your Vietnamese, he go to war with, and those are very dark people who have a black origin. Who have a black origin. Who have a black origin. Your Chinese, for some reason they can't get it together with China because China still has that black origin. You see what I'm saying? They still has that particular black origin. So now what we're saying here now, based on this new information, because how do we get the new information is we try to correct stuff academically, but then on the other hand, when when we get past the academic where we can no longer go any further, I asked the question this Christmas, was the theory right about climate adaptability? And the Spirit said yes. Then I said, so what about genetic engineering? And the Spirit also said yes. Then we must understand, why is it that this country is opening the floodgates to all these doggone Mexicans? It's almost like they're trying to make something a percentile of blackness. They're even is proud to say now that they are becoming the minority. And this is interesting here to show you that everything is in a ritual. Now when the Matrix came out, the Matrix Reloaded, the next day they had The View. That's what's the name show? Barbara Walters and her, and the black woman, what's her name, Star Jones, and all them sit around the table. So they had the cast of The Matrix that was going to come on. Before the cast of The Matrix came on, Star Jones said, I just cannot believe that I just saw a movie where race was not a factor. And so the white girl piggybacked off of it and said, it wasn't a factor because the heart of the white folks in it. The movie was full of black people. Although I did notice that most of the top people were white, like the woman that sat on the council, and Neil, they calling him the Messiah and stuff like that. But they even said with him, even when you look at the part about him, his father was what? His mother was Hawaiian, and the father was Chinese, or something like that. They're saying he's not altogether white, huh?
Yeah, he's Asian.
Asian and Hawaiian type mixed type thing. But anyway, they talking on the thing and talking about how the movie was basically down and down, or how the movie was basically black. And they got a white woman on there that's Italian. She's the one that be tracking all the jokes. She said, yeah, something's going on here because it's trying to say that America we're going to be the next minority. And I'm looking at her and she was saying, yeah, America is, the face of America is changing, so therefore the movies have to reflect that. And she kept on talking. And she said, well, I do know that in my race, as far as, because she's Italian, but the Italian Americans, the birth rate is completely wiped out. She said, we're not hardly having any children. So it looks like, she said, that the society that's going to come is going to be a beige society. It's not going to be white. There's not going to be no whites left at all. This is what the woman said. She said, and that might be for the better. So this white woman was talking, but she said, and that might be for the better. She bear witness to the beige society, and she said that might be for the better. So you get a sense that America's trying to do something. Now, I'm going to show it tomorrow. I got it upstairs. I didn't bring it. I'm going to show it tomorrow. There's a picture. If you look real close, and I didn't bring it the last time, Condoleezza Rice is standing up in the White House. And she looked like she's running the show, and what's her name is sitting at the desk, Bush, like he's the secretary. Now, when you first look at it, for the untrained eye, you'll probably think it's Bush, and she's just standing up dictating. But they got this widescreen shot. You see, and although she might be a yes woman or whatever the deal is, the roles that they play based on role playing, the way they set stuff up. You got the three top people running the country: Kofi Annan, UN, Colin Powell, and Condoleezza Rice, and then the rest of the country they letting in Mexicans every 5 days and giving them permits to work, who's supposed to be illegal aliens. You see what I'm saying? So you're getting this sense that something is going on a ritual-wise on how they're going about doing certain things. So we're going to deal with that. Any more questions? We're going to get into this. This lecture here is dedicated completely to melanin. I have gone, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to try to take everything we can know about melanin, the mysteries of it, and put it on one tape. You see what I'm saying? So what's that?
I was just sitting here and my mind was just, like you were saying, reflecting on all the information that's come to me. I truly believe now that I have been placed in a situation where I have a real clear concept of what's going on. Can I share this with you just a minute?
Yeah.
Remember I told you the company I work for? They have done extensive work on Maryland. And that's the one that Mona Harris was involved with. Okay. One of the main things that's like a burden on me is the pineal gland. And she understood that when this gland does not secrete two types of hormones, you become depleted in your immune system as well as your spirituality and ability to reason. Now you know about the noni juice.
Yeah.
The noni juice, which comes from the Polynesian Islands, I was just over there. Listen to this. I was just over there and my eyes were just open because over there the French have really taken over. But there were so many pyramids there, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I kept telling my husband, that looks like a pyramid because we were able to live in those huts off the Pacific, I guess it's the Pacific Ocean. And we were able to see all these people, but they were covered with, like you say, trees and landscape. Now let me tell you an experience I had. We went on a tour, and we went up to this waterfall, which means that you had to climb up. Let me tell you what happened, Bobby. When I went up to that, we got to the top, it was a struggle for me to get up there. I was just exhausted. But once I got up there, and that waterfall came down, guess what? My energy level went up to, it was unreal. So there is a connection because you got to remember, the people that run their company are they're Mormons. So when you connect Mormon with more, there's a connection.
But you know, they even said it when they said that one of their founders, or two of their founders was they say African American, and they talk about El Morey and the Moors. Hakeem Bey has done work on that. And the whole Mormon thing. The whole Mormon thing based on that. And I'm more inclined, you can't take this stuff and sweep it under the rug because there's more and more information coming out in America based on things. Now, let me show you, like, take for instance. So it's interesting because all that stuff is connected. Like, take for instance, they came on the History Channel and did a special on the Louisiana Purchase, which basically gave you the rest of America almost, all the way up into Canada, the Louisiana Purchase. And they said the Louisiana Purchase came about based on a little island in the Caribbean called Haiti. You know, France owned all of that up into Canada. France sent their generals and stuff down to Haiti to contain the war. Unfortunately, by Haiti, although Haiti won the war, and it was a combination of the voodoo, the fist fighting, the slave know-how, and yellow fever. They lost, Napoleon lost the best generals that he had, he lost in Haiti. And that's when his defeat started coming from Russia, and later on led to Waterloo, is because the best generals he had, they sent to Haiti, and all of them died. He gets desperate because they need money, and they go, goddamn it, sell what the hell you can sell. And therefore, America gets the Louisiana Purchase for some ridiculous sum, which is nothing, just like the whole New York thing. They basically gave it away, but they gave it away based on one, and they said, because there was one enigma in this whole thing with Napoleon, the island of Haiti crippled Napoleon in there. So here it is, they're coming out with all this particular information now. You see what I'm saying? All this particular information now. Now they even coming out with a thing on the goddamn book on how the Chinese came over here and discovered America before the white man. Now we know that the black though, we got the old man, that's the whole thing. You get the movie The Road to El Dorado, with my ass, because I'm not all from the Netherlands. It's a little cartoon movie, and in the movie they go in a little cave, and they got the Olmec heads right in the doggone movie. The Olmec heads. And in there, but the city of El Dorado and the city of gold. Here it goes again, it's like the Hall of Records. They learned of a city of El Dorado and a city of gold that they never found, because the city of gold and the city of El Dorado was a mystical city. It is like the upper room is the pineal gland and the gold of the gods and all that stuff with the melanin. You see what I'm saying? With the melanin. And it's a mystical thing that they took literal. El Dorado means melanin. And the city of melanin. I always wonder why I love them down in El Dorado, Cadillac. Especially the one from the 70s. You know what I'm saying? Now, but they had the Omega heads up in there. So this particular stuff is actually coming out. So, but then again, on the other hand, like the pyramids, so they got a whole thing of the Chinese. They got Chinese bases that George Washington and them found in the Potomac River when they was crossing the Delaware. They found Chinese bases, so they come to find out the Chinese discovered America before them. You see what I'm saying? There's a whole guy got a book out on how the Chinese discovered America down there 40 years before they did. So this stuff is actually, there's a new book out on something about the black man's, a new book out put out by a white guy on the African origins of America. You see what I'm saying? So all of that stuff is all connected. Any more questions before I go into the...
When you speak of the pineal and the secretion of the melanin, what is its relationship to the pituitary gland?
Pituitary gland is like the mother. The pineal gland secretes the melanin. The pituitary gland is what regulates the melanin throughout the body. You see, and it is in relationship to each other. Like Horus would be the pineal gland. Isis or Aset, the mother, would be the pituitary gland. Which is interesting because I got some dynamite information that we're gonna go into right now. I'm gonna pour a libation. Give me one more glass of water. Hold on 1 minute. Go to this restroom. Give me one more glass of water. We're gonna pour the libations, and then we're gonna start this thing off.
You got started.
Okay. It's still rolling, right? All right. Okay. I announced this the last time I was here. I think the time before that you have melanin implants that they're now doing with a place called Epitan, which they're implanting melanin in white folks that give them this particular whole melanin thing for suntan reasons and all of this type of stuff. And so they have this thing going on. And it's just more and more stealing our stuff, or stealing our particular melanin, and the type of research that they're dealing with now, because they can get that kind of melatonin or whatever to be able to implant it, and some kind of way put some type of implant in the body, and it secretes melanin in the skin. There's just more and more stuff of the Nazi doctors or the Frankenstein doctors and different stuff that they're actually dealing with. I want to go into an origin right now of just exactly what is melanin on a particular aspect on a primordial level. There was a book that came out. See, there's a red book right there. Yeah, you got your hand on. Give me that book there. There's a book that came out in 2001. It's called The Secret Teachings by GINDJAB. GENEKIEFFER. And a few people got one. Me, a brother here. Who's first? Who called me that? Alvin, brother named Alvin Pride got it. I called Lativa, a couple other people got it. You got this, you ever get it? Sister Fanny, a couple of people. I called Charles Finch to get it. And it's a book called The Secret Teachings. The reason why this book it had a dust cover, it was such a ridiculous dust cover because it got a big old white woman on with a big old white dress. It was just so horrible looking to it. I took mine off and I know a T-book. He took his off too. I said, I see he couldn't deal with the cover also. Gene Keeper, The Secret Teachings, in this big book here, this is the guy that was inspired by Gerald Massey, which is one of the few people that still uses Massey. And so and it had this big ridiculous cover on it. And the book was only like $29 or $30. $35 for almost 600 pages or something like that. Secret Teachings, yeah, which was an excellent price. But the key here is there's a section in this particular book, and I should have went and marked it, but I think I can find it. There's a section in this particular book that they show two things, and all this stuff is connected. We put all this stuff together. There's a section in this book, outside of him, dealing with Gerald Massey, there's a section in this particular book where he has a picture of what is called the blood of Tiamat. It's the blood of Tiamat. And I was putting together this stuff and all, I should have, and I had the book and stuff.